Here's an abandoned Kmart in Florissant, Missouri. You go from there all the way to there. You can see some label scarring up there from Kmart. You see that curve up there, part of the rectangular sign, as well as this thick awning. It got redone in the early 90s under Antonini. And this Kmart closed in January 2019 as part of the bankruptcy. You can't really see too good on the inside. And I first went here in late 2017 after they had announced that the one in South County was closing. When I first went here and saw the size of it, the first thing that went through my mind was the one on Campbell in Springfield, Missouri. And that one was my favorite Kmart. And this one, due to the size of it, reminded me a lot of that one. And unfortunately, it wasn't a big Kmart like the one in Springfield, Missouri was when I fell in love with that. But I'd never seen a Kmart that was this big. This was actually the largest Kmart-built Kmart in the St. Louis region, because it's in St. Louis County. And there were other bigger Kmarts, but they had started out as other things. Like the one in South County was originally a venture. This one was the largest Kmart-built Kmart in the St. Louis region. Here's a garden shop. What's nice about this is that the garden shop used to be also seasonal. So in winter, they'd set up all their outdoor displays in here. Here's the prison yard for the outdoor garden shop. And the manager of this Kmart had actually transferred to the one in Richmond, Indiana. She transferred there right after this one closed. And so whenever I went to that Richmond, Indiana store, we'd talk about this Kmart as well as the St. Louis region. You can see the auto center here. The auto center is independent of Kmart, and it's still operational. It's just closed today because it's Sunday. But we would talk about this Kmart because this was the largest Kmart in St. Louis that opened as a Kmart. What's also interesting is how the receiving is set up back here. I'll show that in a bit. Come down here. You see it's not very wide for a semi. So what semis would have to do is back in here and then park at an angle, because this isn't wide enough to fit a full-length semi. Because right here is receiving. And for a short time, this was my favorite Kmart. Because it lasted from when I first went here in late 2017 all the way until the bankruptcy in early 2019. See down here. And what was interesting is that the manager here had actually started at the Fairmont City venture, and then when that closed, Kmart hired her. Even though Kmart didn't take that venture, they still took some of the employees, and she was one of them. And I filmed that Fairmont City venture, and she had actually worked there and then transferred to Kmart in 1998 after venture folded. And then was a store manager here. Then she transferred out to Richmond, Indiana. So it's one of the reasons I like talking to her. See back here, rest of Kmart. And this is actually a Seritage-owned property. Its address is 1 Flower Valley, Florissant, Missouri. If you look it up, you'll see Seritage owns this. So unfortunately, even though this Kmart was profitable, because it's a Seritage property, it closed. So that's it. An abandoned Kmart in Florissant, Missouri. Thanks for watching.